And good morning, Man Hour Nation. Week 10 of the NFL season is officially here. We got the Bears take on the Panthers tonight. On Thursday Night Football, Senior Bowl is being extended to non-seniors. What? We got if and then. We got a little bit of Robert Saleh defending Zach Wilson. Will Levis is named starter. George Pickens is upset. Carson Wentz to the Rams. What in the world is going on? But first, and now, Mike's thoughts. The Reese's Senior Bowl is an opportunity for seniors that don't have a lot of opportunities to be seen. Now, the NCAA and the NFL have released a statement saying, hey, the Senior Bowl is now going to be extended out to juniors that are declaring for the draft. I'm like, okay, awesome. So now you're going to take away a certain amount of spots for seniors in the Senior Bowl for opportunity for them to get looked at like Malik Cunningham, like Luke Musgrave. A chance to jump up the stock boards, a chance to jump on the stock boards. And now you're going to open up for juniors. 9 times out of 10, when a junior declares for the draft, they know they're going to be a top 10, top 15, top 16 pick. Why in the world does juniors need to participate in the Senior Bowl? It just doesn't make any sense to me at all. At all whatsoever. It just does not make sense. So then I got to thinking about it. I'm like, man, could there possibly be a junior that's like leaning one way or the other? Like, should I go to the draft? Should I not? Should I do this? Should I not? And let's say he's projected to be like a fifth round pick. Do you think that junior's legitimately going to go into the NFL draft? Probably not. So I understand they're trying to get more eyes on the Senior Bowl. I myself do watch the Senior Bowl. I do like the Senior Bowl. There's some up-and-coming athletes that you get to see each and every year in there. But when it comes down to it, opening up to juniors just doesn't make sense to me. It makes zero sense whatsoever. But hey, that's why I'm not the commissioner of the NFL. That's why I'm not a Big Ten commissioner or whatever. Because there'll be a lot of things that are going to be changed. Let's just be honest. There's a lot of things I do not like that the NFL does or the NCAA does. But I'm just a fan. I'm just the media. And I'm just the man with the microphone on the NFL Network Talk. Cue that intro.
You don't want to be every time, no. I would like to personally welcome you to Man Hour After Dark. Say that while I bring you the host, Mike, Buck, and Cone. You know who coming to the sports talk than what you about to hear right here. I second that.
Go. You know that it's us when we talking about sports. Giving you facts on the field to the court. Tune in, we need the support. 1 hour too short, then listen some more. On all your stations, not dropping no music. Stripes like Adidas, but Nike just do it. Down 4 in the 4th, we go for the win. Michael 2 seconds, we taking it in. Buck, Mike, and Combs, you know what's going on. Man, now we're After Dark, no LA, we the big spark. No 4th and inches won't cut you short. Got the best talking, it's all sports. Buzzing more than buzzer beaters. We coming live all through your speakers, go.
Sometimes, guys, you just gotta let the beat build. Let it build in your soul. Ready for it? Here it comes. Ready? Oh, what is up, Man Hour Nation? Michael Buckasher here, back from the dead. The voice is about 50% right now, so we are on the come up, baby. We are tasting Bajit. We are doing good things here over here at Man Hour Radio on the show. But I got to welcome you guys all to the show. Welcome to the show. Welcome. This is live, raw, uncut NFL talk, and we are live every Monday through Friday, 10 a.m. East Coast time, unless I get bit by the flu bug and out for like a week. But hey, I'm back. Flu week is in full swing here, and we are loving us some flu. I guess. I don't know. I got nothing. But guys, first things first, you got to head over to manhourradio.com. head over to manhourradio.com. Check out the merchandise page. You got maybe next year merch right there. Since 1957, Detroit Lions represent. We got a little bit of Haters Make Us Famous shirt. We got some regular Man Hour tees. We got the Buffalo 13-second shirts. Got a lot of good merch over there, guys, so check it out, manhourradio.com. But most importantly, there's a tab over there that says listen. It just says listen in a nice little neon yellow. It says listen, listen, listen. I need you guys to click on that. I need you guys to click on that if you're going to miss any part of the show whatsoever. If you want to go back and watch past shows, click on that tab. It is a podcast form of it. You can listen to it in your car. You can listen to it at work. You can listen to it when you're going to bed. You can listen to it when Joe Buck is on the airwaves. Because my voice is magic to your ears. Let's just be honest. Live, raw, uncut NFL sports talk on iTunes, Spotify, of course, iHeartRadio as well. But if you go to manhourradio.com, click on the listen tab, we get a little boost. A little bit of boost. 10% boost. But check it out. Check it out. Check it out. Guys, we do got a great show for your lineup tonight. We are going to talk about the Bears taking on the Panthers. Snooze alert. Or is it? Is it? We got If and Then coming up. We're going to talk about Robert Saleh and Zach Wilson. Will Levis is starting quarterback for the Tennessee Titans moving forward. George Pickens is removing everything Steelers social media. Rams signed Carson Wentz. We got a little put it up or shut up. It is time to put up or shut up. Do it, do it, do it. But let's get into the show, guys. Let's get into the show. If you're here, give me a hashtag, ManHourNation. But as you guys know, tonight on Thursday Night Football, we do have the Carolina Panthers taking on the Chicago Bears. We do have a very snooze alert maybe possibly happening on Thursday Night Football. But listen, the last time I said that, it ended up being a pretty good game. Let's just be honest. It ended up being a really good game when we had the snooze alert effect happening, right? But Carolina Panthers do take on the Chicago Bears tonight. So with that being said, this game is very intriguing on more ways than one. This game is intriguing because it's a battle for the number one overall pick in the 2024 draft. Let's just be honest. It is a win-win for the Chicago Bears, and it's a lose-lose for the Carolina Panthers. That's just the way it is. Because last season, Carolina Panthers were like, hey, we need a quarterback. We need a quarterback. Chicago Bears, you guys got the number one overall pick. What do you want for that pick? They're like, give us DJ Moore and your next year's first-round pick. They did that. They did that. And guess what they did? They got Bryce Young. Bryce Young's not living up to expectations so far this season, but hey, it is what it is. But when you give next year's first-round pick and you're not performing expectations, the Bears are like, oh, we could get number one and number two overall pick. Do we really want to win this game? I mean, it doesn't help us when it helps us either way. Whether we win, whether we lose, it is a win-win situation for us. Carolina Panthers like, man, we need to win this game. We need to win this game to stick it to the Bears a little bit. Maybe we can get like a number 5 overall pick. What's up, Jim? Jim says, I'm in a seminar right now. I hate my life. Hashtag Go Raiders. Jim, enjoy your seminar, man. Enjoy it. But I got to thinking here, guys. How can the Carolina Panthers win tonight game? How can they legitimately hone in something and muster up some type of good game and say, hey, we are going to win this game? First things first is they need to capitalize on the short passing game. As bad as Bryce Young has been, his short passing game has been very, very good. Matter of fact, third best in the NFL, I should say, with the 80% completion percentage with short passing game. So, time to nickel and dime them down the field, baby. Short slants here, short slant there. Bryce Young has the lowest air per pass per attempt at 6 yards. So when Bryce Young throws a yard, he's only throwing about 6 yards. 6.1 yards to be exact. Nickel and dime down the field. 80% pass completion when he is doing that. However, on the flip side of that coin, he is the 9th highest pressured quarterback in the NFL. 38% of the time when he drops back, he has somebody in his face. 38%. So that means 1 out of every 3 times he drops back, there's going to be somebody in his face. And oh, by the way, the Bears just got a pretty good pass rusher in Marquez Sweat. So the Carolina Panthers need to nickel and dime down the field. They need to give the ball out to Miles Sanders a lot. A lot. Give Miles Sanders the ball. Take the pressure out of the game. We don't need it. We don't want to see Bryce Young getting sacked anymore. We don't want to see him become a vegetable. We want to see him do a little nickel and diming down the field, hand the ball to Miles Sanders. Fantasy impact for myself, but hey, it is what it is. Nickel and dime down the field. That's how the Carolina Panthers can win tonight. We got John Peoples in the chat. He says, good morning, y'all. Y'all. What's up, John? Hope you're having a grand old day. And he says, run on the Bears defense. Run on them over and over and over again. The Bears defense is not very good. Let's just be honest, guys. I don't have the rankings in front of me by whatsoever, but the Bears defense, when you look at it on paper, they are not good at all. I don't know what it is, but they did pick up Marquez Sweat to add some pass pressure on them, right? He had 4 pass QB pressures last week, most on the team. Previously, they only had like 10 pressures, so take that into consideration. They did sign a really good linebacker in the offseason in Edmonds from the Buffalo Bills, right? Listen, the Chicago Bears defense is just really, really, really bad. Really bad. They do have the players out there to possibly have a good team, to have a good mix of young talent. I can't think of the cornerback's name right now, but he was on a lot of trade rumors. They're like, hey, send him to the Dallas Cowboys, get a first-round pick. He is going to be the next highest-paid cornerback in the league, CB, secondary guy on the defensive side of the ball. I can't think of his name right now, but he's up for a contract by the end of the year. They have him. They have Edmonds. They have Sweat. They have all the pieces to be good. It's just, guess what? Same song, different verse. Or what's the song? Second verse, same as the first. They're coaching. Coaching is not good. Coaching is not good. It is what it is. It is what it is. Jim says, I am picking Carolina tonight. I don't know who I'm picking yet, John. I've been kind of dabbling back and forth. It is a Chicago Bears home game. Tyson Badgett is starting again. My man. Time for him to put up or shut up. We got that coming up in hour number 2 here on Man Hour NFL Talk. manhourradio.com. Check it out, guys. But I'm going back and forth. But, Jim, do you want a chance to win some Man Hour merch? Do you want a chance to win a Man Hour hoodie or a t-shirt or a beanie or a hat? In the comments below, guys, put hashtag pick me. And at the end of the show, we are going to randomly select one person to go head-to-head and get Week 10 NFL picks versus myself and or Hoffy. You get to pick who do you want to go up against. Do you want to go pick up a guy like me that is picking pretty well previously, and then I got sick and I get like 6 wins? Or if you want to go with Hoffy, which he takes the safe route each and every time. He's like, you know what? It's a 50-50 game. Give me the home team. No upsets here. If you guys want a chance to win a Man Hour hoodie, put hashtag pick me in the comments below. At the end of the show, we will pick randomly. We got a randomizer little thingy-majig that we do. And we'll hit you up on the DMs. Send us your picks. And bada bing, bada boom. Then you say, hey, I want to play Hoffy. I want to play Buck. And then if you beat us, you get a hoodie. Simple as that. Simple as that. So I've given you guys way that the Carolina Panthers can win tonight. Short passing game. Run the damn ball. Right? Now, let's flip over to the Chicago Bears. Let's flip over to the Chicago Bears that is likely to be out, to be without Justin Fields for the game tonight. Likely will be starting Tyson Bagent. Will likely be throwing the ball to DJ Moore a lot, because the last time DJ Moore was on Thursday Night Football, this man went off. Not one, not two, but 3 tutties, 250-plus yards. He said, this man said, Commanders, you ain't shit. Come on over here. Jump on my back, Chicago Bears. We're going to get the first win of the season. You're like, give me that. Oh, give me that. Oh, give me that. Give me that. Give me that. Give me that. Right? But tonight, the Chicago Bears can win if they exploit the pass rush of the Carolina Panthers. The Carolina Panthers' best pass rusher, Brian Burns, is likely to be out as he is in concussion protocol tonight. And that gives Tyson Bagent some time to sit down in the pocket. That gives him time to survey the field, look down the field. Oh, DJ Moore, you have your hand up. Let me put it right there for you, baby. Oh, in DJ Moore's hands. Come down. Oh, tutty. Tutty. That is what's going to happen a lot tonight. The Chicago Bears are going to exploit the Carolina Panthers' weak-ass pass rush without Brian Burns. And if they do that, guess what? It is time to do some work. Also, pressure the damn quarterback. The Chicago Bears have the worst pass rush in the NFL. Not one of the worst, but the worst pass rush in the NFL. Ranked number 32. They picked up Marquez Sweat from the Washington Commanders during the trade deadline. Last week, he did have 4 quarterback pressures, doubling the total for the whole Chicago Bears team of the season. So I want to see them pressure the quarterback. As you guys know, the Carolina Panthers had the 9th highest pass rushing or pass pressure per play, 38%. So about 40% of the time, somebody's in Bryce Young's face. I want to see 50% of the time tonight. Marquez Sweat, I want to see you up in Bryce Young's grill over and over and over again. Put him on his ass over and over and over and over again. So you should have been like Kyler Murray and prepping for Modern Warfare Call of Duty that comes out tomorrow. But I think Tyson Bagent is going to go off tonight. It's time for him to put up or shut up. And it is time, just have some fun. Just have some fun. Pull a Las Vegas Raiders. Have some fun out there. Have a little bit of fun, baby. But yeah, that's how I think the Chicago Bears can win tonight. As far as victory tonight, who is going to win? Like I said earlier, I've been going back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. I've almost wanted to just take a dartboard and I'm no dart shark by any means of the stretch of the imagination. But then I got my puppy out. I'm like, hey, birdie, come here, bird dog. Come on, bird man. You fly in any weather, right? If you know, you know. I'm a bird man, baby. I fly in any weather. Ayo, Joe. Right? Arthur Brown says, glad you're back and doing well, Buck. Yes, sir, Arthur Brown. This is the best I've felt in literally like 2 weeks. The week before I got like super sick, I was just like, oh, man, I just don't feel good. Feel groggy, whatever. Last week I got sucker punched in the face. Got me from the back, baby. But Arthur Brown, thank you, sir. Thank you for your kind words. But going back and forth. Chicago Bears or Carolina Panthers. Who do I got? Damn it, I don't freaking know still. Heads Carolina, tails California, right? Somewhere greener, somewhere warmer. Arthur Brown, the phone number is pinned at the top, I do believe. Let me pin it for you here. Yeah, so if you scroll back up to the top, it is pinned. It is 434-468-1234. Call the man hour, guys, anytime you want. But I am going to go with the home team tonight. I am going to go with the home team, and I am going to go with the Chicago Bears. I think DJ Moore wants to stick it to his old team. I think DJ Moore says, hey, look what you had. You could have had me and Adam Thielen plus Miles Sanders. We could have kept Baker Mayfield. Baker Mayfield was not a bad quarterback. No way, Jose. We could have kept old Sam Darnold. He was decent. I feel like they could have kept somebody and not went with Bryce Young. But hey, that's a story for a different day. But I am taking the Chicago Bears tonight. I'm taking the Chicago Bears in a very, very lopsided victory. Last time we saw the Chicago Bears on Thursday Night Football, DJ Moore goes off. Last time we saw Chicago Bears on Thursday Night Football, their defense showed out. The last time we saw the Chicago Bears on Thursday Night Football, Justin Fields looked like an MVP. So tonight, Tyson Bagent looks like a MVP. Tonight, DJ Moore goes off and gets 3 tutties. Tonight, the Chicago Bears defense goes off and gets 4 sacks. Man, I'm just fucking with you guys. But hey, the Chicago Bears win tonight, and it's going to be probably a 35-17 type of score. I feel the Chicago Bears are due just to. They've been blue balled for so long. They're like, come on, just give it a little bit more and explode. That is what they're going to do. They're just going to give it a little bit more, give it that one last tearful stroke, and that's what's going to happen tonight. Damn it, that's what's going to happen. Chicago Bears, 35-17. I'm taking the Bears tonight. Who do you guys got tonight? Thursday Night Football. Let me know in the chat. Who do you guys got tonight? Chicago Bears at home at Soldier Field taking on the Carolina Panthers. The battle for the number 1 overall pick in this year's NFL draft. Let's just be honest. The loser of the game is going to probably get the first overall pick. And if the Carolina Panthers lose, the Chicago Bears win and get that first overall pick. If the Chicago Bears lose, they win and get the first overall pick. It's a Bears game to win-win. There's really no different outcome for the Chicago Bears. Different. So, John, the voicemail goes to Hoffy. As soon as Hoffy is on, he will call you back. Hoffy is the producer of the show now. So the phones go to Hoffy, but he doesn't get on until about 10:30. He has early morning meeting. But where was I going to go with that? I don't know. Who do you guys got tonight? Arthur Brown says, what the rating's going to look like tonight with that game? Listen, first of all, I think games on Thursday night on Amazon on Amazon Prime are kind of low rating games anyways, because let's just be honest, you got to pay the $19.99 a month or whatever it is to watch the game. And the only reason why we have it in the Buckheister household is because the simple fact that my wife literally is on Amazon every effing day. Her and the Amazon guy might be having a side thing happening. He is here more times than I am. I see him coming and going sometimes 3 times a day. Like, damn, what is going on? Like she's like, what? Waiting with him and some milk and cookies. Thanks, Amazon Paul. I love you, man. I'm kidding, but I'm not kidding. I seriously, I think I just heard him pull up again. Paul is the guy's name. He's here literally probably 4 times a week. It's absolutely sickening. But the ratings for tonight's game, Meaning, I feel like all the Chicago Bears fans are going to tune in. All the Cleveland Browns fans, all of the Carolina Panthers fans are going to tune in. So you got 10 viewers there, maybe 20. Listen, the viewership is probably going to be down anyways. Yes, it is. It is not in a very attractive game. It is not in a very attractive game at all. What you got total of 3 wins on the season between the two teams. What the Bears are 2-4 and the Carolina Panthers are 1-6 or something. It is just not a very intriguing game whatsoever. And unfortunately, this is the downfall when you have these Thursday night games. Now, is it next year or the year after that they can start flexing the Thursday night games, which I think that is complete BS. But if you're going to have the ability to flex Thursday night games, just take the whole damn thing out of there. Just get it out of there. Boom. See you later, alligator, right? But yes, I think the ratings will be down tonight overall, just because it is a low quality game. It is Thursday. We are getting into the Christmas spirit. Polar Express is playing on TBS at 6 o'clock. Would you rather watch Polar Express or watch the Chicago Bears and Carolina Panthers? Give me Polar Express, right? But me, I'll be watching it. And then I will be watching the replay again at midnight because I usually miss the first half because I'm at work. So the ratings will be down. But let me know, are you going to watch the game, Arthur Brown? Are you going to take time out of your busy day, being a professional driver out there? Are you going to take time from your sleep schedule and this, and write in the logbooks? Are you going to take time to turn it on? John, are you going to take time to turn it on? He's taking Carolina 17-14. I don't know. It is tough saying. John says move it to Fridays. Now let me do you one better, John. Move it to Saturday nights. Move Thursday night football to Saturday nights. So that way we have a full weekend of NFL football. Saturday, Sunday, Monday. Saturday night, you got Sunday. Hell, we do it from week 15 on, right? There's Saturday afternoon games or late Saturday afternoon games and then Saturday night games and Sundays and then Mondays. Do it just like that. But speaking of doing it, my man Hoffy is doing it, baby. Doing it, baby. Ooh, 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 ooh.
What up, Buck? I have missed that sexy voice of yours. Glad it's finally back.
Yeah, man, I'm feeling like 80% now, baby. I took this honey NyQuil stuff and the worst tasting thing you've ever put in your mouth, but it is feeling amazing. But John called us on the phone lines, Hoffy, and he says, check the voicemail.
I told him to call me back.
So why don't you give him a call?
Jesus.
Call him back on that phone number on the, what was the phone number here? Let me get it up. It is.
I got it. I don't need it.
It is 434-468-1234. That is the new man-hour phone line, guys. The phone lines are open from 10:30 on. And right now, we got the first. What is the is it an inaugural? The inaugural phone call. We are popping our cherry on the phone line. What other NFL show, guys, does this? Gives you an opportunity to call in and talk shit. Whatever you want to do. Gives you an opportunity to call in. We're a live interactive show on the comments. We got this going. We got that. And we got the first caller, John Peoples. As we get him on, as Hoffy figures out how to push send and answer the damn call.
Well, if he'd stop calling me while I try and call him, we'd have no problems here.
Man. Whoa. First things first, Hoffy. In customer service, the customer's always right.
I'm always right.
You are wrong, damn it, Hoffy. Okay, it does look like Hoffy does have somebody on the phone line here. So whenever he gets piped in here, we will pipe him in. But are you guys streaming the game tonight? John says he is streaming it. I will obviously be streaming it. Hoffy will probably be pirating it because that's what pirates do. And we do have, it looks like John on the phone, right? Unmute yourself, Javi. Unmute yourself.
Are you with us, John? Can you hear him?
No, I cannot. Turn up your mixer. On the phone.
I'm all that matters.
Turn them up on your mixer.
John is taking Carolina 17-14.
So, Hoffy, on your phone, make sure it has Bluetooth on. Like on the phone where it says like how you want to connect.
I like it. He's got Bryce Young running for a 100-plus yards, a touchdown, and a field goal to win it.
Are you listening to anything that I say, Javi?
No, I'm not listening to a damn thing you say, Buck. I'm talking to John.
Well, if you would put him on, we all could understand what you are saying.
I'm not in IT, okay? So don't get mad at me if the phone line doesn't work. That's your job. My job's to
take
answer
your
the
phone
and
it says, how are you connected? You click on that little speaker and put on Bluetooth. Oh, man, this is live, raw, uncut NFL talk.
I don't know. I hung up on him.
That
Sorry,
was rude.
John.
That was rude as hell. Man, you are
Like
so
I said,
rude.
I'm not in IT. I'm
you are
sales.
So
My
rude,
job
Javi.
is Jesus.
Jesus, it's always somebody else's fault.
I relayed everything he said, though.
Did you
He's got
restart it?
Carolina
Javi?
winning. What?
Did you restart it?
My
I'm just
wife
fucking.
has, she's IT, and she's got a thing on her desk that says, I don't know, just Google it. So I'll Google it later.
Basically, what happens, Hoffy, is you probably had the volume on your mixer turned down as well. That's probably what happened.
Yeah, it's all the way up.
No.
It's you, not me.
Okay. Whatever. All right, guys. So John says IMAO or LMAO. Laugh my ass off. Is that what that means, Javi?
Laughing my ass off. Yes, sir. Very good.
Okay. All right, guys. Let's move into a little bit of if and then. If and then is very simple. Ooh, play that jazz. Basically, what happens, guys, is I've been trolling the old interwebs. That's right, trolling, because I am a master troll over at manhour_buck on the old Facebook page or Twitter. And I put out these statements every now and then just to see what people are thinking, to see, hey, is there any validity of what the coaches are saying? Is there any validity of what I'm thinking? I'm throwing biscotti at a wall and something sticks and I want to run with it, right? So that is what we do with a little bit of if and a little bit of then. It is very simple, very, very fun, and very, very interactive. So guys, here in the comments below, as I read the statement, I want you to finish it out as well. So example, if Hoffy for one time answers the phone correctly, then what? Then we will have the best damn sports show ever. But Hoffy is the weak link here. Miracle. It'd be I'm just flexing with you, Hoffy. I love you like a brother and fuck you like a sister. But with that being said, Hoffy is from West Virginia and he knows all about F and his sister. But the first if and then statement of the night, of the day, of the morning, of the afternoon, whatever time zone you're listening to, it's 10 a.m. here on the East Coast time. Robert Saleh says it is lazy to, quote, blame Wilson on the offensive struggles. It is lazy to blame the quarterback. So let me ask you guys this question. If it's not Zach Wilson's issue, then what? So as we look at the New York Football Jets, I sat here and I said, I am very, very impressed of what they've been doing. The first 6 weeks of the season, we said, even with Aaron Rodgers in, they're like, hey, if they come out 500, they might do some noise. Well, guess what? They come out 500. Last week, a couple weeks ago, their offense looked very, very, what's the word I'm looking for? Horrible. They put up like 6 points. It was a dreadful game. Yes, it was raining. Yes, it was a little bit of this. It was just a very ugly ass game. So, guys, if it is not Zach Wilson's fault, then what? If it's not Zach Wilson's fault, it's obviously the offensive line's fault, right? It is the receivers dropping the ball. It is a little bit of this, it's a little bit of that. So with that being said, if it is not the quarterback's fault, then why do you want to rush Aaron Rodgers back? If it is not the quarterback play, why do you want to possibly see Aaron Rodgers on the field this season? Because what happened to him 3 plays in versus the Buffalo Bills? He got sacked and tore his Achilles. So now you want to bring in a guy, possibly, very tentatively, right, that just had Achilles surgery back in, September. Bring him back on the field in December to the same shit-ass offensive line, to the same shit-ass receivers that keep dropping the ball. Alan Lazard, talking to you. Like, what makes you think that is going to change the outcome of your team whatsoever? So if Zach Wilson is not the problem, then it is the offensive line. Then you need to stop trying to say this Aaron Rodgers will come back and save us BS. Stop it. Stop it. Hoffy, what are the stats saying about this?
I mean, you pretty much hit the nail on the head. I mean, the offensive line is constantly reshuffled. And then again, the lack of a secondary threat at wide receiver and little to no impact from your tight end, I mean, have all been pretty critical failures of this offense. I mean, I think even if you have Aaron Rodgers or a superstar quarterback playing at his absolute peak, they're going to have trouble getting this offense off the ground. It's a lot more than in Zach Wilson. It's the offense. I mean, it's the whole entire offense. If you want to put Zach Wilson in there too. However, like I said, it's a second-tier wide receiver dropping the ball or not having one. You have absolutely nothing from your tight end, and all your solid offensive linemen are on injured reserve at the moment, with Aaron Rodgers probably in the rehab room together, talking about, oh shoot, we should probably all just take the year off because it's been a disaster from that offensive line and the rest of that offense.
Yeah. So the one thing that John says is that Aaron Rodgers shows confidence. So putting a confident player out there could elevate the game of the offensive line. What? No. Like, I don't care how confident you can be, John. You can be the most confident person in the room, but when you walk into a burning building, your confidence may be like, hey, I can get myself out alive, but F you guys. That's what it comes down to. Right now, the New York Jets offense looks like a burning building. The firemen, Mr. Aaron Rodgers, can be bringing the hose on him like, hey, let me help you put this out. But guess what? There's just a gas explosion over there. Oh, shit, let me put this fire out. So basically what I'm saying is Aaron Rodgers can exude confidence in the receivers, putting that fire over there. Oh, here you go, receivers. Let me put the ball on you so you guys can't drop it. Oh, shit, my offensive line still sucks. Let me go ahead and call you guys out over here. Worry about you guys. Oh, you guys are dropping balls again. It is just a bad situation in New York. And like, I don't understand. It seems like they've always, every year they seem like they draft in linemen anyways. McCall Beckham was a very highly drafted from the University of like Louisville here in town. And for whatever reason, their offensive line just isn't very good. So you can have all the confidence in the world, but that is not going to help you one bit whatsoever. And he says, and the running game needs to step up. Listen, I don't think they've been utilizing the running game nearly as much. Breece Hall has been kind of in and then working into this groove thing. Like, I don't know what they're doing to him, but it definitely seems like he's on a pitch count. Michael Carter Jr. seems to be doing his thing there. And obviously Delvin Cook is not happy because he's not getting the ball either. But either way, I don't think Aaron Rodgers' confidence is going to help the offense in the end. Hoffy,
no, it didn't help.
Go ahead.
It didn't help the Packers last year, and I mean, the Chargers have a pretty good defense on paper. They haven't been playing all that great, but they got the safety and Dewarn. They have Asante Samuel Jr. at cornerback. Mm-hmm. They got Khalil Mack. They got Bosa, and yet Wilson still threw for 263 yards, albeit he didn't have a touchdown, but he 67 completion percentage, 263 yards, and 80.6 QBR rating against the Chargers. His completion percentage was pretty low against the Giants the week before at 47%, but 240 yards. I mean, The 2 weeks prior to that, 186, 199, but against the Chiefs, 245 yards. So given that, again, he's have a pretty crappy offensive line, he's still had some games where he's put up some numbers. So I think you have to just look at the offensive line. And like you said, there's been some pretty critical drops there from Lazard and the rest of the wide receivers not named Wilson.
Yeah, and it's definitely been a very compounding experience, right? Once one receiver drops the ball, then it trickles back to the offensive line. Oh, you're getting pressure on Zach. He's going to fumble the snap or muff the snap or whatever. So, unfortunately, it is a very, very – it's a weird situation in New York just because you are still very much in playoff contention. But we are sitting here talking like they're 1-7. We're sitting here talking like they are a below 500 team. They're a 500 team. They're still playing decent football. Just the offense needs to fine-tune it just a little bit. Moving on. Will Levis. That's right. Mr. Kentucky man himself. Mr. Will Levis. Show me those pythons, and I have a TikTok girlfriend that thinks she's cute, but she's not. But Will Levis will be starting quarterback for the Tennessee Titans for the rest of the 2023 season. So we got to ask the question, if Will Levis plays well like he did last week, 4 tutties, baby, then what? Guys, the Tennessee Titans are a team that I am very, very confused about. Because if you look at it, just last week before the trade deadline, they were all in of possibly getting Derrick Henry off the books. They were all in about possibly moving Derrick Henry, getting a first-round pick, getting a second-round pick, getting something out of Derrick Henry. But guess what? They played well against the Steelers. They still lost versus the Steelers, but they still played well. They are squarely last place in the AFC South, sitting at 3-5 behind the Colts, Texans, and Jacksonville Jaguars are sitting at 6-2. But if Will Levis plays well, then Ryan Tannehill's tenure is over, and the other quarterback, what's his name? Malik Willis. Both of those guys are out. The Malik Willis project, that has just been a disaster since day one. When he came in a couple years ago, when Ryan Tannehill went down versus Kansas City Chiefs, I was like, oh, okay, maybe he has a little bit of spark, like a little bit of it. But guess what? Past that point, he has done jack shit. Ryan Tannehill can't stay healthy. Even if Will Levis plays half of what he did last week, he is the future of Tennessee Titans. Will Levis is the future in Tennessee moving forward. Even if he doesn't play that well, even if he plays average, he will still be the Tennessee Titans quarterback moving forward for a long, long time. Hoffy, stats.
I mean, like you said, they're 3-5 right now. I mean, they have 5 games the rest of this year that they'll probably be favored in. They were, I think, at the beginning of this year estimated at 7 wins. So, I mean, they might amount to 8, but I don't see more than that. But they're probably going to be favored at Tampa Bay. They host Carolina. They host Indianapolis Colts, which they've already lost to. So that could be a pick 'em kind of game. And then you got Houston twice. So, chances are they might probably just split with Houston. So that puts them at the 7 wins. But they have 2 games against Jacksonville, 1 at Miami, and they play against Seattle. So they got a pretty gauntlet of a schedule remaining. So probably not going to make any noise this year. Obviously, I think we all know that. But I mean, this is throw the quarterback into the fire and see what you got with him, because you know that Tannehill and Malik Willis aren't the answer. So let's see what this kid's got. He's been pretty impressive these past 2 weeks. So interested to see. And we talked about it on Tuesday's show. This AFC South could get pretty interesting in the coming years,
right? With
all 4 teams having potentially pretty solid quarterbacks.
Yeah, and as John says, the defense for the Titans have kept them in a lot of their games. Yes, but the defense is giving up, a lot of points still, right? They're still giving up like 18, 19 points per game. The only game that they've held anybody underneath double-digit points was when they played the Cincinnati Bengals. And for whatever reason, they played really well against the Bengals. It's like 27-3 score. Really, really good game. for the Tennessee Titans, not so good for the Cincinnati Bengals. But I think that is when the hike of the Joe Burrow injury was like really starting to show his rear head. Like he was definitely a very immobile quarterback at that particular time, just not playing very, very good. John says, if Malik Willis plays well, then they will trade Ryan Tannehill. So let me ask this question. Are there going to be any suitors out there for a Ryan Tannehill type of quarterback? A quarterback that has not stayed healthy in the last 3 seasons. A quarterback that has that I thought he was improving, but now he's kind of just like flatlining and maybe digressing a little bit. So maybe we have seen the peak of Ryan Tannehill, already do it. So is there going to be a team out there willing to trade or pick up a Ryan Tannehill? And right now, off the top of my head, I'm going to say no. Now, Ryan Tannehill seems to be a pretty level-headed person, understands, hey, I am not the type of quarterback that I once was, so maybe he might be a good backup. So, Hafi, let me ask you this question. Are there any quarterback or any teams out there that you would think would pick up Ryan Tannehill next season?
I mean, I think a team looking for a backup has to give him a call, but I don't think he is. I think his days as a starter in the NFL are over, unfortunately for him.
Yeah, I maybe somewhere he could get like a resurrection, like a Geno Smith, but Ryan Tannehill seems to be older. I don't know how long he's been in the league, but he was in Miami for like 4 or 5 years, and he's been in the Tennessee Titans for 4 or 5 years as well. So I mean, he's at least 8, 9 years.
Came out of college pretty old too.
Yeah, so I mean, he is definitely
35.
How old is he?
35.
35. So I mean, he's definitely at the end of his shelf life as a NFL player, but we will see. Tim McWalton in chat. What's up, Tim? He says, woohoo! Who's ready for that tonight? Snooze fest. Listen, the last time we cut it was going to be a snooze fest, a.k.a. the Commanders versus the Bears. It was a pretty good game. I don't know. It is what it is. John says they will build around Will Levis. What do they need in Tennessee to really build to be successful? I mean, they already have a decent running game. I mean, obviously they have Derrick Henry, but he is on the latter part of his career as a running back, as a featured guy, right? They have Tajee Spears that I think will be picking up his slack much coming years. They have Burks at receiver. They have Chris Moore, and they obviously do have DeAndre Hopkins right now. But it is what it is. I mean, like, where do they need to build? Like, I'm no Tennessee Titans insider by like any means. That's my boy Chris that does his Tennessee Titans podcast 2 times a week, 3 times a week. He does great work. So that's a question that I'm going to ask, ask him. But where do they need to build? Is it offensive line? Is it receiver? Is it defense? I don't know. They definitely need to build around him. And John says Ryan Tannehill to Minnesota after Kirk Cousins leaves. I don't know, man. I think Kirk Cousins is staying in Minnesota, or they got Josh Dobbs. Hafi, do you think Ryan Tannehill to Minnesota Vikings makes any sense?
No, I think if there's any quarterback besides Kirk Cousins that is starting under center for Minnesota Vikings next year, it is going to be a potential franchise quarterback and one that they draft. I think that was kind of the way they were leaning this year, and Kirk Cousins, took that a little personal, and I don't know how you move on from him after what he did for you this year, and then, that injury was pretty unfortunate. And I know we can't, it is a football league, but just what he does for the community and kind of the way he represents, himself, the league, his family, I think, he deserves, if he wants to stay in Minnesota, he deserves that opportunity. So I see him getting maybe, and he's kind of up there in age. So maybe you go and you draft that quarterback that you think could be your future, much like the Packers did with Jordan Love, sit him behind Kirk Cousins for a year or two and kind of let Cousins take him under the wing. and groom him that way. I think that's the way that the Minnesota Vikings go.
Hoffy, there are 3 things that you said that are wrong there. For one, NFL is a business, so nobody deserves anything, right? Nothing is handed to you whatsoever. You can be the greatest person in the world. You can be the what's the big award? The Nobel Peace Prize award winner.
Man of the year.
You could have been the man of the year. You could have saved 100 orphans from a burning church, right, on Sunday. But if you are not going to pack that house, if you're not going to win me NFL games, see you in San Francisco, big guy. Get out of here. Get out of here.
Hey, I'd take him in San Francisco. My 49ers could use a real quarterback.
Isn't that how you guys say that in Boston? Get out of here.
Close enough.
Can you say it? Go ahead.
Get out of here.
No, like say it like a mafia. Get out of here.
Get out of here.
There you go. Yeah. David is in the chat. He says Chargers are in the house. What's up, David? Hope you're having a grand old day out there, man. This man Hoffy's on the West Coast. This man wakes up at 7 a.m. to check out the man hour. Oh,
hey,
and then Laura.
About his Chargers.
Laura's like skull in the house. Skull, skull, skull. And Hoffy, there are 3 things in the world that I hate more than the skull chant. You know what that is?
One of them has to be that ridiculous fly, Eagles fly.
Yeah, that's a pretty bad, but I never heard that in person. But there is a Detroit Lions touchdown song that they sing. It's some big black guy sings on center stage. It's like, oh, we scored a touchdown, go Lions, right? That's fucking stupid. Cottage cheese, right? What is up with cottage cheese? It's absolutely terrible, right? And then the Seattle Seahawks trying to claim that they're the loudest stadium in the world. And we all know it's freaking Arrowhead, baby.
Oh, Jesus.
Arrowhead. We own that decibel thing. But what's up, Laura? Skull is in the house.
That's not what the Guinness Book of World Records says.
Listen. Oh. They are a dome, Hoffy. They are a dome, and they pump noise into the dome. They cheat. They're cheaters.
Seattle's not a dome.
It's retractable.
No, it's just the stands are covered. The field is not.
They can cover it. It's retractable. Look it up. Google that thing. Actually, don't Google it. Ask your wife. Our wives know everything. Right? Moving on. George Pickens. Blow pack Bo, says Laura. And then faggot about it. I don't know. Forget about it. There you go. Yeah, I like it. Anyways, George Pickens. This man is upset. This man is so upset that he wants to break up with the Pittsburgh Steelers on social media. George Pickens has wiped everything Pittsburgh Steelers from his Instagram, from his Twitter to his Facebook page. You see Pittsburgh Steelers not on George Pickens' time. No way, no how. Later that day, this happened Tuesday. Wednesday, Mike Thomas says, it's just a pebble in my shoe. I don't care about that shit. And then Thursday morning, actually Wednesday night, after practice, George Pickens says, I was just cleaning up my social media. I was taking out all the old and putting in the new. So, if that is the case, if Mike Tomlin says this is just a pebble in his shoe and George Pickens is upset breaking up over social media, if this is the case, then what? Listen, the new way that people display their anger, right, is the first thing that you do, Hoffy, is you break up on Facebook, right? If you are mad at your girlfriend, you're mad at your boyfriend, you're mad at your wife, you put your Facebook status to single, or it's complicated, or something, right? That is how we do it. How do the pros do it? They take Pittsburgh Steelers wide receiver. They take that off of their Twitter handle. They take that off of their Instagram. They're like, I'm mad at you. I don't know what I'm mad about, but I'm mad at you. And I'm not mad enough to say it to your face, so I'm going to do it on social media. This is what George Pickens is doing. Now, if this is true, if George Pickens truly is upset, If George Pickens is like, you know what, I'm not happy, I want to out of Pittsburgh. If this is true, then the Pittsburgh Steelers are going to be A-okay. They're going to be A-okay. They had a receiver by the name of Dante Johnson. He was on IR the first 4, 5, 6 weeks of the season. He has been back. The last couple of weeks, he has been getting a lot of the targets. He has been the man, the myth, the legend. He is the number one receiver on the Pittsburgh Steelers. Also, I kind of put something out there saying that is Mike Tomlin losing his team by letting George Pickens rant, right? We let it marinate. We let it simmer. And obviously, Mike Tomlin is not losing his team. Because not even 24 hours later, George Pickens had a tail between his legs, like a little leg, like, I'm sorry, Daddy. No, I didn't mean anything by it. I was just I made a mistake. Hoffy, what did the stats say about George Pickens? Is he a number one receiver at all in the NFL?
I mean, with a real quarterback, probably.
Are you saying Kenny Pickett's not the man?
Oh, I'm absolutely saying Kenny Pickett's not the man. He's, threw for 160 yards against the Titans, who are like 19th in the league in defense. He had a passing touchdown, but what's he had, like 1 or 2 career games in his 2 seasons where he's thrown multiple touchdowns. I mean, he's only got 6 on this year. CJ Stroud in 8 games has more touchdowns than Kenny Pickett has in his 2 seasons. He's averaging 186 yards per game. I mean, King Henry probably put that many up, rushing yards in 2020 when he had his big season. So, I think you can easily replace, the 186 yards per game. And they keep saying it's the offensive coordinator in Canada. I think you could give them Josh McDaniels, and he couldn't fix him. He'd be better off taking a high school quarterback and making him into a pro.
Well, first things first is we all know that Josh McDaniels is the best offensive coordinator in the entire land of the NFL landscape. We know this. We know this, Hoffy. When you see Josh McDaniels on the sideline for the New England Patriots out the offensive coordinator, you get a little chub, don't you? That table rises up about 3 inches. Like, ooh, buddy, Josh McDaniels, let's go, baby. Playoffs, Super Bowl. So to say that, oh, Josh McDaniels could make him, that's now Josh McDaniels was the head coach. I would give you that, but Josh McDaniels as an offensive coordinator is really good. But so, are you saying that if George Pickens was to go to somewhere, I don't know, let's throw a name out there, the Kansas City Chiefs? If you guys do not know, we are reigning Super Bowl champions. Just so you do you see that, Hoffy? It says Super Bowl champions right there. Meaning, like I know you haven't seen that in a long time. But if George Pickens was to go to somewhere like the Kansas City Chiefs, would he be the number one receiver in Kansas City Chiefs, and would that put them up over the edge?
Oh, absolutely. If he was catching balls from Patrick Mahomes, absolutely. I think if he was catching balls from Kirk Cousins with Kirk Cousins wearing a boot, he would be a number one receiver.
Whoa. There we go. I like it. So you put out a meme out out there, and you said it here on the show. CJ Stroud has 14 touchdowns in his first 8 games to Kenny Pickett's 13 games in his whole career. At what point? At what point do you think the Pittsburgh Steelers pull the rug on Kenny Pickett, or do they?
I think after this year, they're probably going to pull the plug on Canada and give Pickett a shot with maybe give him a shot with a real offensive coordinator. Hey, Josh McDaniels is out there now. I don't think the Patriots are moving on from Bill O'Brien. So, give him an actual offensive coordinator and see what he can do. But I'm not sold on Kenny Pickett. I wasn't sold on him in coming out of college. I mean, he came out of Pittsburgh. He didn't really play a lot of good teams, and the few good teams he did play, he did not put up eye-opening stats. So I think that he has one more year, but I think that after that, they should definitely pull the carpet out from him, if not sooner.
So John People says overrated McDouche. So Hoffy, you've been a Patriots fan for a very, very long time. And when Josh McDaniels, wasn't McDouche trending on Twitter for like a little while there, but anyways, if Josh McDaniels is an offensive coordinator, doesn't that almost instantly put the Pittsburgh Steelers in Super Bowl conversation because they have a good defense? Their offense is almost there. Like it seems like they're just like one clip away of just being a great team. It is overrated McDouche the guy. Like I'm just saying.
I mean, the last 2 years, New England fans have called for Mac Jones' head. But in year one, his rookie year with McDaniels, it was the last year McDaniels was with the Patriots. They A, made the playoffs, and B, Mac Jones made it to a Pro Bowl and looked like he was obviously not Tom Brady, but it looked like the Patriots might have found their future quarterback. And since then, he's had Matt Patricia and Bill O'Brien. And heck, if you look at his stats, he probably had better stats last year with Matt Patricia, which is hard to fathom. But yeah, I think if McDaniels was the offensive coordinator for the Steelers, they would be I don't think Super Bowl contenders. I think that's hard to that's the Chiefs. And I don't, until someone beats the Chiefs, maybe you say the Bengals and Chiefs, those are the two teams. I know the Bengals haven't been, they're not there yet, but they've been progressing week over week, and it seems like every year they kind of, those first couple games, it is what it is, but they tend to find their stride, and they've beaten the 49ers, and they've looked like a damn good team these past couple weeks. Joe Burrow is finally healthy again. He's got his rhythm. Chase is happy. He's getting the ball. So watch out for them Bengals. Yeah,
I mean, it is tough not to say the Steelers are not Super Bowl contenders year in and year out with that defense, but it is what it is. Let's move on to the final if and then of the day here. And guys, if you have been living underneath a rock, the LA Rams make a big splash this last week. They made the best signing in the week NFL 10 that as possibly could ever be done. I'm totally joking. But the Rams sign Carson Wentz to their active roster. Matthew Stafford's thumb injury is very uncertain. We don't know whether he's coming or he's going. We don't even know what exactly is wrong with his thumb, but he is listed as out for this week. Carson Wentz will be starting for the LA Rams this week. So if Carson Wentz plays more than 4 games for the Rams this season, then what? Matthew Stafford's last couple seasons have been riddled with injury. He's had that shoulder issue. Now he's having that thumb issue. And the offensive line kind of looks like it's in shambles a little bit, right? They still have a pretty decent defense. They still have Aaron Donald, right? They still, their offense is still kind of hodgepodge together somehow, held by duct tape and Elmer's glue. But if Carson Wentz plays more than 4 games for the Rams this season, I feel that Matthew Stafford's career is over. I feel that the 35-year-old quarterback drafted number 1 overall in 2009 by the Detroit Lions will officially be hanging up his cleats, because the Rams just need to move on from him. They need to completely rebuild. They need to completely retool. They need to do whatever it takes, and I think moving on from Matthew Stafford is one of them. Whether you can trade him, whether you can say, hey, man, we're either going to cut you or you can leave in a gracious manner and you can retire, right? But he has been injured-riddled the last couple seasons. He is a very tough guy, right? He has played through a lot of injuries. I remember, was it 2012 when he got his ass murdered, popped his shoulder out of place and they popped it back in place on the sideline. And he's like, I'm good. And he went and throws a 2-point conversion to win the game to Calvin Johnson, right? He obviously is a very, very tough individual, but he has more outside stuff happening right now than on the field. His wife has a tumor on her inner ear on her brain. It is non-cancerous, but it causes her to lose balance, and they have to do repeatedly surgeries on it, yada, yada, yada. So maybe at some point it is just time for Matthew Stafford, 35 years old, live life, man. You are with your high school sweetheart. She's a beautiful lady, and you don't know how much time you can have with her moving forward. So if Carson Wentz does play more than 4 games this season, I think Matthew Stafford's career in LA is done. Hoffy, were there any other quarterbacks out there that the Rams could have possibly signed besides Carson freaking Wentz?
Yeah, the guy that replaced him to bring a Super Bowl to Philadelphia, Nick Foles. There was Matt Ryan. I think Matt Ryan and Stafford are really good friends, if I recall. I think that could have been a good quarterback room to have. You have Joe Flacco, and then the almighty, game manager himself in Colt McCoy. So there was 4 other guys that were out there. I know Matt Ryan kind of struggled last year with the Colts, but I think that might have been, if you wanted to. I mean, they're not going anywhere. They weren't going to make noise in the playoffs, but I think that Matt Ryan would have been a better route to go than Carson Wentz, who at this point in his career is averaging just as many interceptions as he is touchdowns.
Yeah, so unfortunately, it is Carson Wentz's team moving forward. Coleman's here, Hoffy's here. But let's go ahead and jump back into the comments here. David said, let's flash back to the earlier segment here. And Hoffy, David says, to me, Josh McDaniels was all Tom Brady. Let me repeat that. David says, to me, Josh McDaniels was all Tom Brady. Hoffy, you are the Patriots guy. Was Josh McDaniels all Tom Brady?
No, because Josh McDaniels also had Cam Newton, and they just barely missed the playoffs that year. And, Cam Newton looked for having a bum shoulder and such. I mean, that offense was a lot better than people thought. And then again, Mac Jones was in the running for Rookie of the Year, and people were looking at him saying, hey, he's better than Trevor Lawrence, who was drafted at number 1. He's better than the guy that was drafted number 2, and Wilson, better than Fields. So since then, we've seen a significant decrease in, I know Wayne G will say it's the offensive line, it's the lack of receivers, but it's the same offensive line pretty much, and the same receivers that have been there the past 3 years. So no, I do agree that a lot of Josh McDaniels' success probably comes from Tom Brady, but he proved with Cam Newton and Mac Jones that he could still be a good offensive coordinator.
Right, and let me piggyback on that. Let me take some words from John from like an hour ago, right? And he says confidence, right? Confidence is a very, very big key. And yes, Josh McDaniels may have been carried by Tom Brady for like a little while, right? With his production, with his on-field performance, but that brings confidence into yourself. That brings confidence in your play calling. That brings confidence into yourself. And when you are a confident individual, it gives you an opportunity to coach better. It gives you an opportunity to call better plays. It makes everything slow down just a little bit. Because think about this. When you start a new job, everything's going a million miles a minute. You are very unconfident in liking yourself. You are scared to step left when you're like, oh, should I step right? Yada, yada, yada. But, 6-7 months in, your skills haven't changed, but your confidence has. And you were out there doing your thing. You were out there doing whatever you need to do. So confidence is a very, very big key. So Josh McDaniels may have been all Tom Brady first couple 5, 6, 7 years maybe. But after that, Josh McDaniels became confident in himself. He became a very confident individual, and that leads to a lot of success.
Also, look at what he did in the 4-game suspension when Brady was suspended. He had Jimmy G looking like the next coming of Tom Brady, and a lot of people, myself included, were saying maybe this is, maybe we can move on from Tom Brady because we have somebody. And then Jimmy G got injured, and then he had Jacoby Brissett, and then the Colts ended up trading for him, thinking that he could potentially be their next quarterback. And then, then I think he went to Washington. So, I mean, he's made mediocre quarterbacks that have been mediocre everywhere else they've gone look like potential superstars.
Yeah, I'm still upset that the Colts did not want to build around Jacoby Brissett because I thought he could have done well in Indianapolis. But Tim McWall says Stafford going down has affected Puka and Kupp. They need to get him back this year. So one thing that has affected I don't even remember the guy's first name, but Puka Kuka or something. I can't remember his name. Well, I know his name, but I can't say his name. The one thing that's affected him is drops, right? He has Hoffy. I think you said on Tuesday he leads the league in drops, right?
Correct.
Yeah, it's just so. I mean, obviously Stafford going down when you have a top 10 quarterback go down, it is obviously going to affect you. But when you drop the ball, that's going to affect you as well. That we just talked about confidence. If a quarterback doesn't have confidence in you to throw you the ball, his targets are going to go down. His drop rate's probably going to go back up because now he's not confident in himself. And as far as Kupp is still coming back, right? I mean, he had that hamstring injury. This is his fourth game back, so it's going to take him time to figure it out.
Yeah, I mean, Puka dropped a game-winning touchdown against the Cardinals. Going into Week 6, he was leading the league in drops, and since Week 5, he's had 18 targets, 11 passes, so he's for 97 yards. So he's had 7 drops in just like the last 3 games.
Yeah, and confidence is killer.
You can't blame that on the quarterback. If the ball hits you in the hands, it hits you in the hands.
Yeah, I mean, you get paid to catch the ball, right? And when you don't do that, you're not going to get paid or rewarded, right, to hit those paid numbers, right? But, guys, we are going into hour number 2 here on manhournfl.com, live, raw, uncut sports talk. The phone lines are open. Hoffy, you are manning the phone over there. So the phone number is pinned up at the top, guys. It's 434-468-1234. Call the show. Hoffy will get you on the back end. If you want to talk some football, talk some shit, call my man Hoffy. He'll pipe you through if you can figure it out this time. It's funny because when we tested it, Wednesday, it worked just fine. And now all of a sudden, it just, I don't know. You can test all you want, but the minute you go live, everything breaks. That is just the way it is.
That's what happens when you're live, raw, and uncut.
Yeah. This is, Hoffy, did you ever watch the Pat McAfee show?
Yes.
Yeah, and
Austin Connor, you fucking suck.
Yeah, I still love that. But ever since he's gone to ESPN, he's definitely toned it back a little bit, right? I mean, I gotta know if that's just him or either way, it is toned back, right? One thing you guys can always count on here is we are going to be live, raw, and uncut. I am going to say what I want, when I want, how I want. That's just the way it is. You should hear some of the stuff that I tell Hoffy pre-show. Like maybe if you guys were a subscriber or a member, you could hear that. You could see some pre-show stuff, right? Maybe you never know. But phone lines are open. But Hoffy, it is time to put up or shut up. It's time to put it up or shut it up, right? There are 2 things that I want to talk about in this put up or shut up. And number one on the put up or shut up, let me write the screen up there. Put up or shut up. That's going to be the Las Vegas Raiders. Guys, the Las Vegas Raiders are 4-5 on the season. Last week, they broke free from the slave master. They were smoking cigars and hugging the owner like, hey, man, we did it. Woo! Smoking those stogies. They were having a good time. They're 4-5 on this season. This Sunday, they do play the New York Football Jets on Sunday Night Football. So, Hoffy, it is time for the Raiders to put up or shut up. I do not want to see any more of this smoking the cigars, celebrating a victory if you guys do not beat the New York Football Giants. The Jets. If you guys are not 5-5 after week number 10, put up or shut up. Hoffy, what are the likelihoods that the Las Vegas Raiders make the playoffs after they are 5-5 or if they are 4-6? What are the likelihoods of them making the playoffs?
12%.
12% what? If they win?
12% chance that they make the playoffs. a 5% that they advance past the round 1 of the playoffs, and then a 1% chance the rest of the way of basically all the way through the Super Bowl. So they are at a 12% chance of winning, or making it to the playoffs.
12% chance. So put up or shut up. Hear that, Las Vegas Raiders? Hear that, John? Hear that, Jim? Put up or shut up. We're tired of hearing about you guys. We're tired of talking about you guys. Put up or shut up. The next one.
Cigars are made for like actual big game wins, not winning one regular season game.
Yeah. And who they beat? Can't remember who they beat. The Giants. Yeah. With the third string quarterback. Good job. John says they'll be 5-5 after Sunday. They go in the wild card. 12% chance, John. 12% chance. I will take the not making the playoffs chance for 500 there, Alex. Next up, my man, Tyson Bagent. Hoffy, I have been talking this guy up for 3 weeks now. I said he is going to save Chicago. I mean, I didn't say he's going to save Chicago, but I said that he is better for Chicago than Justin Fields if they build around him. Since I said that, this man, I don't think he's throwing a touchdown. He's been sacked like 18 times. They've been doing some play action rollout crap that I don't even know what is going on. But Tyson Bagent, tonight versus the Carolina Panthers, you need a better bit of put up or shut up, because, damn it, I am tired of eating crow. I am tired of defending your little white ass, and you can't even throw a goddamn touchdown. Put up or shut up, Tyson. Put up or shut up. Hoffy, do the stats say that Tyson is better than Justin Fields?
Unfortunately, I mean, I think the verdict is still out. I don't think we can say that, but I mean, I will say that he does seem to get the ball out quicker, and he does seem to, make better decisions in the fact that Justin Fields holds the ball. It does seem that Tyson Bagent has taken a lot of sacks of late, unnecessary. But I think if, for him to be successful, he's got to get the ball out quicker. And I've been impressed with some of the touch passes that he has. I think he's got a little bit better touch than Justin Fields. So in order for him to be successful and to prove you right and piss off Combs, he's got to get that ball out quicker, and he's got to, he's got to make those touch passes.
So basically what you're saying is they need to bring Matt Nagy back, give some good offensive play calling, and Tyson Bagent is going to go to the moon, baby. I heard it. Bring back Matt Nagy.
You heard it here first.
You heard it here first. But, guys, that is going to be it for today's show. Thank you guys for tuning in. I am back. I feel a hell of a lot better. Live, raw, uncut sports talk here. Got the Carolina Panthers taking on the Chicago Bears tonight. Hoffy, who do you got?
I'm waiting to hear who you got before I choose.
I already picked. I picked the Bears. 35-17.
All right, then I'm taking the Panthers.
You're taking the Panthers. All right.
Just because you took the Bears.
John says, "Shut up." Shut up, he said. But guys, put hashtag Pick'em in the chat today, right here, right now, and you get a chance to win a Man Hour hoodie. Pick who you want to go against, me or Hoffy. Bada bing, bada boom. If you get more picks than us, in week 10, we send you a hoodie. Simple as that. Hoffy, send us out, big guy.
Man Hour Nation, rise up.